February the 25th. Is it Tuesday? I'm not sure. But I'm going to move these cattle in here now and I'll get straight back and just tell you what's been going on. Now, they're coming in here to a little bit of green picking. I have a trailer load of silage over there that I really should have spread out first. But let's just get them in for now and I will then keep you up to date, or I will update you on my absence. Well, look, we're all right, everything's fine. But I got a call from my sister there. My sister likes to watch these videos, and she asked me, what's the story with your videos? And my reaction was, or my reply was, and that was basically it. That kind of sums it up. But her reply to that was, cop yourself on. So I'm going to now cop myself on. Here's Maverick now. This is the very one she was not concerned about, but was inquiring about. Here's Maverick coming in. Last as usual. Looking fat, looking grand. The cattle are actually doing really well. I'm very happy. You'll notice that there's a few less in this video than there has been in the last videos. There's only 16 animals here now. I have separated out the troublemakers, and troublemakers I have. So I've been posting on this channel for the last, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years. I can't even remember, to be honest with you. But this was an experiment that I decided I would document and post on YouTube. Now, last year I went quiet for about 6 weeks as well, in and around this time of the year, and I have done the same, not purposely, but it has ended up that I have gone quiet, radio silence, for the last maybe 6 weeks now as well. So as you all know, I'm not going to go on about it too much. You know about Storm, wherever his name was, Owen or Ewan, or I can't even remember what his name was. Well, that storm came through and ripped through the yard at home, made a lot of mess and damaged an awful lot. The cattle were totally misbehaving. As I said, I'm after not culling out, but separating out troublemakers. I really should spread that silage. I've separated out troublemakers. I had ponies getting spooked. I had animals on the road. I had trees down, ditches open for animals to get onto the road, getting into the bed and getting calls at night that there's animals on the road. So that has knocked a lot of the confidence out of me. However, things have to go wrong before you can act, I suppose. What's wrong here now? That bullock is causing a lot of problems lately. He's pushing his weight around. So I'm actually going to end this here, and I'm going to spread out that silage, and I'll be back, and I'll get back into it again. Because he's doing my head in. A lot of things have been doing my head in lately. But I'm going to start it out. If at first you don't succeed, try again. So I'll be back. So I have my silage spread now, and the messing has stopped. So what's been going on in the last few weeks is I've had a few problems with cattle, and I've had a few problems with ponies misbehaving and just things not going right. It gets on top of you with trying to clean up the mess after the storm and other bits and pieces going on around. It was difficult to post, and once you get into a bit of a habit of not posting, then it kind of tends to get a little bit time tends to pass, and we lose track of things. So my sisters have to give me a bit of a shoe in the backside. So I'm going to get this post out. We're coming into calving season soon, and I don't want to let it go by, because I want to keep a little bit of a record on how things are going, and I know there's somebody out there that's interested to see how this works out as well. So I may this year have to, but I know for a fact I have to, with the storm that came through. We had, as I said, fallen trees, we had branches falling on wires, we had cattle getting out. They were going out through ditches that they never tried to get out through before. So I have to try and up my game on my infrastructure. I'm just going to have to make sure that I double down on boundaries and make sure that the cattle do not get out and misbehave, and probably upgrade, I know I've said it before, but upgrade my wires, stronger fencing, and basically double down on what I have been doing for the last couple of years. I've been breeding out bad doers of cattle over the years also, and breeding for hardiness and breeding for cattle that have a will to live. Now, the only downside to breeding cattle that have a will to live is that they are determined. If they feel any bit of hunger, they will test fences and they will test boundaries. I had a bull a few years ago. His genetics are widespread in this herd, and he was a bit of a thief. I had an issue with him breaking into a field next door when there was a couple of cull cows in there. He caused a little bit of trouble. I had to get rid of him, but his daughters are in this herd throughout, and even his grandchildren. They're the ones that have been going through wires and causing cattle to get excited and basically giving me a headache. So that is basically all that's been going on. There's no real major problems, only that I just got out of the habit of posting, and now that we're coming very close to calving season, I'm going to have to up my game. I have things more or less straightened out now in my own personal life, with having gone through that mess after the storm. So I'm going to try and get back to my posting, get back to my videos, and keep a bit of a video log on how things go now that we're very, very close, as I say, to calving season. Now, we've no calves as yet. The bull we had last year was a half-bred Belty Galloway. He was Ruby's son. Those of you that watch the videos will know who Ruby was. He was a purebred red belted Galloway. He is the father of this lady here, who's out of that little red shorthorn, and there's another little one here. The rest of them are at home. I only ended up having 4 calves out of him. Where's the other one? Oh, she's in here, yeah, beside her mother here. So I have 2 more belong to him at home, who is a member of the Troublemakers. So his son was the bull that I used for these cows that are going to be calving now this year. So let me just walk on through. He was introduced to Belle, that's not here. She's in the bowl crew at home. She is due to calf any day now as well. And this lady, when I checked my records, was bulled on the 1st of June. So June, May, April, March. So her time is technically not up until the end of the week here. But she is very soft looking, and she has a nice bit of a bag made. And let me just go up to her here. Now the thing about this lady is she's so quiet. She's so quiet. This is actually Belty Biog's daughter. She was rejected as a calf as well, and that's another concern. I hope she doesn't do the same herself. But Belty Biog, who was the daughter of Belty Moore here, who's a great cow, she's as tough as nails, so she's the granddaughter. But I sold Belty Biog last year because she rejected 2 calves in a row. So this lady was rejected, but not permanently rejected. She eventually did take up with her. But her calf this year, Motherless May, was reared by the little shorthorn cow. Where is she? Our little shorthorn cow here, who reared 2 calves. Now they're gone as well. They're part of the Renegade crew that I have at home. So Renegade crew is the name I'm going to have to put on them. So I did do a little bit of weaning here. I took Belty Moore's calf away. I took the little black shorthorn's calf away. I took the 2 calves off this lady. Who else? Oh yeah, the little red, this lady here, this red shorthorn here, who's the daughter of the boss cow. I took her red belted bull calf off her as well. So the only 2 calves that's left here are the 2 heifers, one on boss cow who has naturally weaned her off, and this little one here, my favourite one here, who's out of our red shorthorn, who I had to dose and who has bounced back really well. That's her there. She has bounced back really well since she got that bit of a dose, and she has kicked this heifer calf off as well. So this lady here is my favourite animal to date. She is 50% shorthorn and 50% belted Galloway, and her father was Ruby, the pedigree Galloway we had a couple of years back. And I'm very fond of this lady. She's as tough as nails, and she's very well behaved. She never tries the fence, and she does exactly what I tell her to do, only that she just won't let me touch her. but she's young yet and she'll improve. So she is a big fluffy teddy bear, and I'm really looking forward to seeing her grow and be in the herd. So yeah, what other news is there? We're going to keep a real close eye on that little Galloway heifer, because I have a feeling she's not going to carry much over her time. So if her time is up on the 4th of March, she should carry around 2 weeks, but she's very springy looking and she has a full bag of milk on her with a long time, so I'm going to keep a close eye on her. She loves the rubs. She likes to lift her tail up. Now, a sure sign that a cow is sick is when she goes around with her tail slightly elevated. Wait, I just give her a rub. They kind of go around like this for the day. Now, this lady does that because I give her the rubs, but she often does it in the kind of a way to ask me to give her a bit of a scratch. So she goes around like that, or she'll wheel around her backside and look for me to give her a rub. But I'm very fond of that lady too, so hopefully things works out for her. She's carrying to a Galloway like herself, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of a calf she has. Either way, he'll be 50-50. So she's 50% Galloway, the father's 50% Galloway, the calf will be 50% Galloway, and then there's short-horn on her mother's side, father's side should I say, and there's short-horn on the bull side as well, with Hereford. So I've no idea what's going to come out there, to be honest. So yeah, I think the cattle's condition this year is actually the best for this time of the year that I've had since I started this system. I have culled out the thinner cattle over the years, and the ones that are kind of falling behind, like this one last year, was dosed, and so I probably was a little bit harsh with the cattle when I started this. I kind of just allowed them to, left them to their own devices, and I kind of just asked too much of them. I asked them to stay out all winter. I asked them to wean their own calves. I asked them to go without any dose or intervention, and obviously I may have asked too much of them immediately, so the odd one will get dosed, and I think it's starting to work, but an awful lot of them haven't been. There's Maverick there now that never had a dose in her life, and she was a suck calf. And she's the fattest of them now. Yeah, she's putting up a bit of a bag now as well, so I think she's due to calf in April. The most of them are. That blue cow lost her calf last year. I dosed her, so she's been dry all year long, and she turned inside out. The bit of a break did her very well. I should have sold her, but I'm very fond of that cow. She's a lovely square cow. There's nice breeding in her. That's her calf from her first calf, when she was first calf heifer. So yeah, so we've also the ponies at the back here. The ponies have been following the cattle continuously throughout the whole winter as well. I did go for the take all system this year. I ate the ground down to the clay. At the first round, I dragged out my first rotation to over 100 days. It was 110 days in some areas, and this, whatever green you see here, is what's grown since the winter. For the last 3 months, that is the bit of picking, because the ponies were on here and they cleaned off any residue that was left after the cattle the first time round. So what we see here is winter spring growth, even though we're not anywhere close to the spring flush yet. We've all of March and a good bit of April to get into yet. Only that it's mild now, but I think it's going to get cold again this week. So the cattle have that little bit of picking, so it's mostly silage they're getting. Well, they're getting silage now every day alongside their picking. On the first round they had grass only for a day and a half, and then it was silage. So I have upped, or this is becoming a little bit, this is the expensive end of the winter, is my second rotation. But still at that, there's that little bit of picking that's going to help them and keep them on. So that's like the handful of nuts that some cattle would get, is that little picking there. So that is me after, I don't know, rattling on there for the last, I don't know how many minutes. 11 minutes actually. I'm just looking at the phone here now, and I don't know, because I have been looking at the cattle, and I hope that the cattle were in focus or was the phone even pointed at them. But I can't think of anything else now that I can add, only that I'm going to try and keep on top of my videos, try and keep posting. That is what's been going down for the last few weeks since I haven't been posting. The videos around this time of the year tend to be the same thing over and over again. It's repetitive. I just feed, I move, I feed, I move, and I try to keep on top of things. But things should pick up now that we have calves coming any day now. So definitely within a week or so we'll have a calf here. We have Belle at home. I'll show you now as well in the next video. And a few calves at home. They are getting silage and a bit of picking at the back of the house. So we'll have 2 calves within 2 weeks, and then I think there'll be a little bit of a lull. What are you at? There'll be a little bit of a lull, and then there should be a flurry of calves done after that. I don't even know how many are coming, but I think there's 10 or 12 I have to count. So that is the situation on whatever date I said it was, the 25th is it, of February. February is nearly gone. There's 2 months of the year already gone, and we're heading into March. March is a tough month. I'm looking forward to getting through March, but I don't want to wish my life away either at the same time. So yeah, we're going to try and keep on top of things. So on that note, having said enough for now, we'll talk very soon. So I'll say good luck and goodbye.